Hello guys, so it's April again, as you can tell, and today I'm going to be talking about quite a harsh subject. So quick trigger warning if you... I don't know what to say in a trigger warning, okay? Quick trigger warning, this video is going to be about suicide. It's not going to be showing any images of suicide or anything, but the video is about suicide, hence the video title. So if you don't like watching videos about subjects like that, then feel free to click off. But if you care about other people and their lives, then stay the fuck on. Now, for the last few weeks, I've been wanting to make a video about this subject, okay? And I'm completely unprepared for this video. I'm sorry about that. I've somehow managed to lose my memory card adapter, so I cannot film this video on my normal camera, which is somewhere down there. I am filming it on my phone, and it is propped up by a bottle of vodka, so I apologise for that. So the camera quality is going to be quite shit. I apologise for that. It's probably the audio shit, but the audio is shit on my camera anyway, so the camera quality is not great. So if you're also triggered by shit video making skills, click off the video as well. Well, you won't be watching my videos then, will you? Also, I've never scripted any of my videos. I normally just chat shit to a camera for like 20 minutes and then edit it down to like 8 minutes. So I apologise if I'm not very good at wording things in this video. Also, because this video isn't scripted. Also, you know, I'm just talking, and also, what else was I going to say? I'm really sorry if this video offends anyone. I'm not very well educated in this subject. I have never been depressed, well, not depressed to the point where I want to kill myself. So I am sorry if this upsets or offends anyone. It doesn't mean to. I'm just trying to get another voice out there telling people to understand. This video isn't just addressed to people who are suicidal, it's addressed to everyone. Okay, so people who have never even thought of suicide, people who have never been depressed before. It's aimed at everyone, okay? So please stay on and watch. So basically, I've been wanting to make this video for the last few weeks because recently, for two main reasons. First one, for the sake of the person, out of respect for that person and their family and friends. I'm not going to say who it is or anything like that, but recently someone who went to my college committed suicide, okay, and it upset a lot of people. It caused a lot of upset because this person was quite a nice person. Like, I didn't know them very well personally. I think I spoke to them like 6 times throughout my entire time at college, but this person was very nice. So as you can imagine, it was very upsetting, and I didn't really know them, yet even I was quite upset by it, like massively upset by it. Just the fact that I knew someone who had done that. And also not saying how they did it, because firstly, respect to the person, and secondly, well, people I'm probably going to be watching this video who are depressed. Probably the worst thing I can do is give them tips. So yeah, and the second reason being, this is completely different. On Facebook and Twitter, I've been seeing them like hashtag posts where it's like hashtag suicide awareness, copy and paste this to make sure everyone knows you're listening. Which, them posts wind me up, because that doesn't show that you're listening to people who are depressed and you are willing to help them. All it shows is that you know how to right click and press copy, and then right click on a different text box and press paste, and then save or update. So I guess it is getting the word out there a bit. So I thought I'd make this video instead of reposting one of them posts. Instead, make this video where I can literally talk to you guys. So firstly, I want to address the people who aren't depressed, specifically young people, okay, very young children, like 10 years old, around that age, because a lot of them watch my videos, people between the ages of like 8 years old and like 15 years old, a lot of people around them ages watch my videos, so I thought I'd best address you guys first. Because there's a lot of bias and rumours that circulate around suicide and depression. A lot of people say that people who are depressed are attention seekers, that they're lazy. People say about people who commit suicide that they're selfish. Attention seekers once again. And I just want to get this point across that none of that is true, okay? And as a young person, you are prone to believing all this crap that old people say. It's not true. None of that's true, okay? People who are depressed, it's a mental health condition, okay? It is just the same as breaking your leg, but permanently broken leg. It is a disability, okay? Well, not a disability. Is it a disability? I'll have to look it up later. It is an illness, though. It is classed as an illness, the same as like cancer is an illness. If you are saying, this is a very abrupt opinion, and I'm probably going to get hate for this. I've got hate for this opinion in the past, but cancer and suicide, cancer and depression are both illnesses. Not necessarily saying they're equal, but they're both illnesses, and I get a lot of shit for that, because once again, people just make these rumours up saying that depression's just people attention seeking, and everyone knows cancer's a proper illness. They're both proper illnesses, okay? The only difference is, I guess depression can be a bit harder to diagnose, I don't know. And just because somebody commits suicide, people think, oh, they killed themselves. No, they didn't. They physically killed themselves, but it wasn't actually them that killed themselves. It wasn't that human who wanted to kill themselves. It's the depression or the illness that killed them. It's always the illness that killed them, and you've got to remember that humans do not want to die. It's part of human nature that humans want to live. Humans always want to stay alive. That's the whole point in like fight or flight and things like that. Humans always want to live. It's the illness that kills people, okay? If someone commits suicide, it's always because of the illness, majority of the time. And the thing is, it's hard to look out for. Now I'm going to talk to you guys who haven't had depression, okay? Like, this is kind of linking on to it. Look out for your friends, okay? Even people who don't have depression, look out for them and always care about them. And if they're acting differently, if they're acting a bit sadder than usual, always look out for them. Always make sure they're looked after. If they're going through some shit at home or something, make sure you show that you care, because it's not just people who have the illness, depression, that commit suicide, because you can actually be depressed without having depression, okay? A lot of people are just depressed for like a day and a light bulb flicks and they just go and do it, and they don't have like a long running history of having depression. It's just they had one bad day. And so make sure you're always looking out for people, okay? And I can't stress this enough, people will always be like, oh well, it wasn't my fault that they committed suicide. It kind of was, because they couldn't do anything about it, could they? Because they're the ones that are ill. If you have cancer, you can't really do anything. The doctors can, but you can't. Do you get what I mean? If you break your leg, you can't physically make your leg better. You probably have to go to the hospital. As a friend, or even if you're not a person's friend, even if you're just a normal member of society, it is your job to look out for other people, okay? And if you see someone who looks like they could probably jump off a cliff, or if you see someone, or you know about someone being depressed and they're looking lonely, or they look like they need support, don't just walk past them and be like, well, their friends can sort it, or oh well, they can sort it, they'll be fine. Don't think they'll just be fine. Never automate to that instant thought that they will be fine, because they might not be fine. Fair enough, they probably will be fine, but if on that instance, like if you saw someone self-harming, and you just think, oh, they'll be fine, and walk away. If you later find out that they killed themselves, they managed to actually kill themselves, then you'll probably blame yourself, and you are to blame. You'd be right in blaming yourself, because you could have done something. Even if lots of other people saw them doing this, you should have been the one to go up to them and ask if they're okay. If they're clearly not in the right frame of mind to talk, go get someone. You know, like if you're in college, then go get, I don't know, the nurse, the not principal, someone who's quite high up. Go get them. Or even just a teacher, just a normal teacher. Just go get them. Even if the person says don't. Because, trust me, it's a good idea. Or even if you're in uni, do that. If you're at work, go tell your employer, even if you don't want to get them in trouble. Doubt that'd be happening in the workplace, but it could do. If you see it on the street, go get someone. Call the police, like call 999 if it's the only number you know you can call. Like, police don't deal with things like that, to my knowledge, but they can connect you to people who can help that person. One simple call, one simple freaking call could do wonders. You could actually save a person's life. And once again, just look out for your friends. Always make sure you're looking after your friends. If you have a friend and they're going through some shit, like they're going through abuse at home or something or anything, make sure they know that you're supporting them. Make sure you're always there for them, even if they give you verbal abuse for it. Make sure you're still there, but don't be too irritating. Don't like stalk them. Just give them as much verbal support as you can, because it does wonders. Give them a hug if you have to, even if you're not a hugging person. I'm crap at this video. I'm not good at putting my point across in realistic ways. Do you see my point though? And if you have depression and you think you want to end it, remember there's always people who are there for you. The whole point in depression is you don't feel like anyone's there for you. You tend to feel unloved. That is kind of part of the point in depression, that you're feeling essentially unloved. So just remember that's a symptom, just the same as the symptom of a broken leg is pain. Okay? Just because, you know, it doesn't mean you can't get help. So just go tell your family and friends, you know, you're having a bad day. And even if you don't want the support, you're fucking getting it. Okay? Just make sure someone's always looking out for you. If you're actually in the mood to kill yourself, make sure someone knows, and then there's always someone keeping an eye on you throughout the day. And you may hate that, but it's better than killing yourself, because it's not just you who it impacts, and this is where the rumours of it's selfish comes from. Okay, if you commit suicide, think of it from this perspective. If you kill yourself, who's impacted by it? Lots of people. Okay, if you kill yourself, firstly, your family are impacted, okay? Even, like, sometimes parents act like they don't care. It's a parent thing, okay? Sometimes they actually don't care, but trust me, every parent loves their kid, even if they don't show it half the time. Parents always love and care about their kids. So, it would definitely impact your family and your parents especially. They would be beside themselves. If I killed myself, I don't know what my parents would do. They would be distraught. It doesn't just ruin your life by ending your life. It ruins other people's lives. It would ruin your parents' lives. It would be all they'd ever think about for the rest of their lives. It'd ruin your friends' lives, even if you don't feel like you have friends. You do have friends. You most likely do have friends. Okay? So it impacts them massively, you know, knowing that someone they cared so deeply about has died. If you have a partner, then it'll hurt them. If you have kids, it will quite clearly hurt them, because you're their parent, they love you. Even if no matter how crap of a parent you've been to them, kids still always love their parents, regardless of any faults. Same goes vice versa. And even people who aren't directly connected to you, feel upset by it. Like, as I said, I barely knew this girl who killed herself. I barely knew her, I spoke to her very few times, yet even I was extremely upset about it. I got drunk and cried one night over it, and I barely even knew her. So it impacts every single person, you know, even if you don't know them well, it impacts every single person you've ever came into contact with. Depression and suicide are very sad things to happen, and I would never wish it upon anyone. If I knew one of my friends wanted to kill themselves, then I'd be fucking glued to them. I'd be straight to their house giving them a hug. I'd do anything for them. And I just can't imagine what that could feel like. If you're not depressed, if you don't have depression, if you've never wanted to kill yourself before, then just for a minute, and you're still stuck on the thought, oh, it's selfish, just think in your head about it carefully. Think about how awful it must be to actually want to end your life, because I quite enjoy life. Like, I always make jokes like, hate life, me, but I do actually quite like life. So think about how awful things must be to be able to block out everyone else and just want to not be in existence anymore. Just think about that carefully, how that must feel, how awful and how sad that must be. Just think, you can stop someone from, you can't necessarily completely stop someone from feeling that way, but you can easily stop them from actually making that action by showing you care. And if you can stop them from doing that, then that's great. Maybe get them into counselling if they've had counselling, medication if you can't get medication. Then I used to know someone who was in a mental health hospital. Once again, not saying who, they were never on this channel, so if you don't know me in real life, you won't know this person. But I used to know someone who was in a mental health hospital for this reason, and essentially, and it was awful, you know, but it made her better. It did actually help her, and now she doesn't really want to anymore. It's just always look out for someone, okay? And that's another thing, people need to stop calling. This is another bad thing, like, people call mental health hospitals the nut house and things like that. They're not nut houses, they're for people who are ill and want to get better. I just wanted to make this video to portray that someone is always listening. If you don't, here's a thought, right? If you're depressed right now and thinking about something like this, just talk to someone, okay? And even if you don't have anyone to talk to right now, all my links to social media down below in the description. You can actually private message me there and I will answer, okay? I will answer and give you as much support as I can, because I care about you guys. I care about most people. I don't act like it most of the time, but I care about everyone I know, and even people I don't know I care about, so just bear that in mind. The links are down below in the description. Message me. I'm here anytime, depending on what time it is. If it's, you know, if it's during the day, I'm not gonna wait. You're not gonna have to wait more than like an hour before I reply. If it's like, bearing in mind I'm living in England, of course, if it's night time, you might be waiting like 8 hours. So just hang in there, okay? But there is always someone listening. Talk to your parents. If you don't want to talk to your parents, talk to your friends. If you don't want to talk to your friends, just find someone. Also, Childline. For anyone under the age of 19, there's a website called Childline for people in England, and you can talk to an online counsellor on there, which is great, really. So you can just like go onto online counselling, and I'm sure there's loads of other websites that provide free online counselling for people who are just going through rough patches in their lives, or literally just have the illness. Please share this video to social medias like Facebook and Twitter, just to show support, okay? To show that you are listening, okay? And that I'm listening, that everyone is listening, that there's always someone there to listen to you when you're in need of someone. Thank you very much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. If not, then I apologise. I really hope you all have a great day and everything goes well for you in the future. Feel free to check out my other videos that are a lot less supportive. And comment below to let me know what you thought to this video, and if it helped some of you guys out, please let me know, because I'd like to know. It makes me happy knowing that I'm helping someone. Yeah, once again, share the video to show your support towards people with suicide, you know, who are suicidal, and show it to show awareness as well, so people who are aware of these subjects can be aware now. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Bye.